Well, I started to do this video outside, but it was a little windy, and I just got in this room and I started doing stuff, and then I thought, you know what? This is my guest room. If you ever come over, there you go. I got a plant. It was for my brother's funeral. When I got the plant, I'm very bad with plants, and I wanted the plant just to last a year to his 1 year anniversary at work, and I really took care of it. I had it, and I was just amazed that it took so well, and after a year, I thought, okay, you can die. Because I just wanted to achieve the 1 year status. That's all I wanted. And my brother's been gone now 8 years. And I still got the plant. That picture, I'll give you a close-up. I'll give you a closer version of it later on. Is my favorite picture. It's actually Denise's picture. It was outside the room in my father's hospital where he passed away. But we always looked at it, and I'll tell you the story behind it at the end. And then I have in my room, I have the picture that was my mother's favorite that was in her room when she passed. I know it's kind of morbid, but you know what? Things like this give me comfort. And then I'll show you the plants that I had from my mother's funeral and my mother died in 2008, and I still got those flowers. I still got those plants too. So some things are just meant to be, because I have a plant that Jim got me for Easter. It's gone. So, I don't know. But anyway, every once in a while I'd like to answer subscribers' questions on the video. And so I went outside and I started to do it, but then the wind, it was all you were hearing was and so that's annoying. So I know, so I stopped. But anyway, I'm going to address the cookie issue because I did go crazy with those cookies. Marlene Johnson says, don't worry, I got over it. What I've learned from the cookies, I made a poor choice with the cookies, but that's not to say that I'm never ever going to have cookies again, because as Jones pointed plate. Joan, why did you got such a mouthful? That's like a tongue twister. Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. How many peppers did Peter Piper pick? She sells seashells by the seashore. I can say that. Jones pointed plate. I got to stop and think for a minute. And also, Debbie Roseberry, she calls me the Suzy Q girl. Her and her husband call me this because I love Suzy Q's. She said that she felt bad because she ate a whole can of Pringles. I don't like Pringles. I never did. I never thought they were potato chips, so that never tempted me. But back to the cookie issue. The thing I learned from the cookies was it did satisfy my urge. It really did. I'm proud of the fact that I bought those cookies back last March. So that was 5 months ago. So they've lasted in my freezer for 5 months. And, oh, let me get the phone. 1 minute. And then it was a telemarketer. Anyway, what I've learned from the cookies is it did satisfy the urge that I had. I did keep it in my freezer for 5 months and was not tempted. But I have learned that I am going to have Girl Scout cookies again. Unfortunately, I know that the Keebler, grasshopper cookies taste just like the Thin Mint cookies. So I don't even buy those. I pass those up, but somehow seeing those little girls and those Girl Scouts, it just brings back memory of when I was a Girl Scout. And so, no, I buy the cookies. But what I've learned from this is I'm going to crack open that box right away and then put them in individual snack bags and portion sizes and then put them back in the box. And so then when I have a craving for it, I'll pull out a portion of the cookies rather than just think, well, I'll just eat one more. I'll just eat one more and mindlessly eat them. I'm not going to do that again. I'm just not. But Sue Warren, I think it was, said that, I think it was Sue Warren. Somebody had told me that there's some cookies from Weight Watchers that taste just like the Thin Mint. So I'm going to look for those. Maybe we'll get to it in my notes. We might come across that. Karen Hoenig, Hoenig, Jim's meatloaf. I don't know how. I think it's the way he packs it, to be honest with you. He uses regular burger, like ground beef, and then green pepper and a red pepper and an onion. He chops it up really fine, puts it in there. Some ketchup, puts a raw egg, mixes that in. Some crackers, shapes it into the ball, puts ketchup on top of it. He doesn't put ketchup in the mixture, just on top. And then, no, I take that back. He puts ketchup in the mixture. I put the ketchup on top. He doesn't. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. Then after he shapes it, then he puts 2 strips of bacon on the top. And then we bake it in the oven at 350 for about an hour. Drain the grease and then maybe another 15 minutes, depending. Like we put a thermometer in to see if it's done. But he does make a good meatloaf. I make it. My meatloaf falls apart. I think I don't pack it right or something. I don't know. But as long as he don't mind making it, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem eating it. Pam Orange wanted to say, hi, Birdie. Birdie will be back soon. We'll be starting our water aerobics on Mondays and Wednesdays after Labor Day. And so you'll be seeing Birdie twice a week then. Lorraine Beacom, Beacom. She's from Midland, Michigan. Another Michigander. Hello. How are you? And CLSMIS2 is from Mount Pleasant. I didn't realize there were so many people from Michigan, but you know what? It is a great state, as I pointed out the other day. Witchy Womb said that she thinks the closer I get, inch by inch, step by step, was from a skit from the I Love Lucy show. Lainey's Life said she saw it with the Three Stooges, and Tamsin Darlin said she saw it on Abbott and Costello. You know, I've watched all three of them, and that's probably right. I think it's just a good comedy sketch, and I think that they all use it a lot, and so I would have to agree with all three of you. Roxy D. Mornay, I always think you're Rebecca D. Mornay. I always tell her that when she does comment. She doesn't comment often, but I know she's been a subscriber since way back with Denise. Denise started the channel in 2015. And she's been staying with me for a long journey. It's like really long because I really officially joined Weight Watchers December 31st, 2016. So it's a slow process, but you know, I'm learning a little bit more about myself each day. And what I do like is like when I have like the cookie debacle is what I call it, the great cookie debacle. In the past, I would have thought, well, you know, give it up. You know, I've screwed up. I've messed up. I'm just going to go whole hog. I'm not going to worry about this anymore. No, I've learned. You know what? I made a mistake. Not even a mistake. It was just something I had to do at the time. It was just I had to fulfill an urge at the time. And I probably could have had a better urge, like a fruit or something. But I know who I am. And so now I move on and I just let it go. I just let it go and not worry about it. Andrea Landman said she loves meatloaf and sloppy joes. I do love sloppy joes, and I am going to get that recipe from Christy over at Planning is Healthy because I do plan on making that and put it in the freezer. I want to stock my freezer up for the winter because Jim works afternoons, and so I just make my own meals, and so that'll be good, something quick to pull out of the freezer for myself. Susan Agall, A-W-G-U-L, she said that maybe if I got smaller clothes, I'd have a change in my mindset. That's a good possibility. It really is. A lot of my clothes I've kept because I want to get back into them. And then in my mind, I don't think I've lost enough weight to get into them. And then when I finally try them on, I've passed the time I could have wore them. I have to be a little bit more diligent on checking out what I have and getting rid of some of my bigger clothes. And as much as I like my shirts, I do plan at the end of this, well, I'm not going to do it till next season because nobody's going to buy summer clothes in the winter, and then just donate them next year because I need to get them out of the house. I agree. Sue Warren says she likes Piper, Denise's dog, because it reminds her of Abby, her dog that she had, and that her dog used to like chasing after cars. Denise gets so annoyed. That dog goes crazy. Oh, let a FedEx or a UPS truck go by. Oh my gosh, she goes crazy. She just absolutely goes crazy. And I know it's the herding in her. Her breed is a herder, but you know, she doesn't bark at dogs when we're walking on the walk. It's just the cars that go by she goes crazy with. And Lori Hall says she loves Piper. You know, Denise never gets the same kind of dog because she always says you can never replace the dog that you just lost, which is a true statement. I think my sister Mary got another golden retriever because her first dog, Toots, was such a good dog, and Brandy has not lived up to those expectations at all. She's a good dog, but no, not at all. I'm dreading the day that Christy loses Daisy because Daisy is a good dog. She's a really good dog, and Christy and Sophia, they're gonna be devastated when that dog goes, and I'm not looking forward to that day at all. Cat on Point pointed out that we need to see ourselves like other people see us. I still don't see. I see a thinner person, but I don't see someone that's lost as much weight as I've lost. I I feel it in my everyday life, but I don't see it in my everyday life. And I need to be looking in that mirror a little bit closer. I really do. Cheryl Sims says she misses her mom singing to her on her birthday. She had a recording of it, and her mother has dementia now, so she doesn't sing to her anymore. And she wishes she had that recording back. I know one of the reasons I love doing this channel is that years from now when I'm gone, my children and my grandchildren can always come back and look at these videos and see me and hear me. I have a lot of, not a lot, my mother was the one that took the video, so we have some videos of my mother, but not very many of her talking. And I think that's why I like having the picture and I like having the plants, because it just brings me closer to my mother. I had a recording of my son Jimmy when he was about 3, when he used to watch the Mickey Mouse Club on TV. And we recorded him singing M-I-C-K-K-Y-M-O-U-S-E. And it was just so cute because he had his little 3-year-old voice. And I had that recording for the longest time, and then it just, the tape broke or something and I didn't have it anymore. But it was a cute recording, and so I can totally understand what you're talking about. Janice W. said, we need to teach our children and our grandchildren good eating habits. I'm trying with Sophia. I'm trying to teach her how to make healthy foods and make healthy choices. Christy's doing her best to try to get her to make healthier choices too. And I just think all my kids, when they come here, they know I have a big bowl of fruit. They can grab the fruit anytime they want. I also have cookies. So, I mean, you have to learn to balance them. You can't always say you can never have a cookie, but you have to learn that sometimes you can have a cookie, but sometimes you should have some fruit. You just have to learn the right times to do that. Ella and Debbie wanted to drop by and say hi. Hi, Ella and Debbie. I'm just saying hi to you. Skinny Jeans for a Lifetime said she likes my salad. I do know it's a big salad. Someone pointed out a couple days ago that how many calories it is. I think they said it was like 800 calories. I think they figured it out for me with my cheese and the meat and all that. And I know that's a lot of calories. I'm not saying that it's not a lot of calories, but I think that there's probably 800 calories in a package of Suzy Q's. So the salad is a better choice for me. Like I just pointed out before, you got to make the better choice. And I don't like a salad out as much as I like my own salads. Usually you like things out better. That's the only thing I like better than eating out. Anything I eat out, I love better than what I make, except for the salads. I do like my salads. Cello Fly 1 said she liked my hat yesterday, and she said to say hi to Birdie. Like I said, Birdie's going to be back in a couple weeks, and you'll see her twice a week. And Judy Reve said hi to Denise and Birdie. I do try to get Denise in a lot more than I do. She's, for someone that started the channel, she is kind of camera shy. Susan Edge Baker said, you two crack me up. I didn't know she meant me and Denise, or Denise and I, proper English, Denise and I, or Birdie and I. But when the 3 of us are together, we're like a riot. When Mary's with us, forget it. 4 of us, you can't hold us back. You just can't hold us back. And Diane, Vegan Journey Girl, is telling me I'm looking good. Thank you, Cassandra. That's so nice of you to say. Vicki Riddell said she's battling cancer right now, and so she's having chemo, and so she's having a hard time eating things, and she's so looking forward to having some pizza. I know. I just, you take things for granted in life, and just eating a slice of pizza. Even my brother-in-law in the hospital, or the nursing home, he even said, I've taken for granted that I could just go up and get a piece of pizza. You can't do that right when you're there. And Tamsin Darling gave me a good idea about the meatloaf. Like I said, I don't like to reheat it, but she said what she does is she makes little mini meatloafs, and then she puts some barbecue sauce on it and puts it in the oven. I have that sugar-free barbecue sauce that I'm going to try. Amos something? Is it Amos? I don't know. But you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to try that. And I will try that. That does sound like a good idea. Marge Rash, you thought you were going to get away with just one comment the other day. No, I'm going to talk about you again today. She said that she went to the fair with her grandson because he had some livestock in it at the state fair. And so she had a couple days of bad eating. That a couple days of bad eating is not bad. It really isn't. You got to think of the whole scope of things. There's 365 days in a year. If you're good for like 360 of them, you're entitled to have 5 days that you kind of go off the rails a little. As long as it's only the 5 days. You've gone off like a couple days, then you just get right back on track. And don't worry about it, because You know, like things happen. I would think in 365 days, there's probably at the most, I think I counted this one time, I think there's like maybe 15 days out of the year, like your birthday and anniversary, Christmas, Easter, you know, like things like that, where you're going to go off. But as long as you're good for the other 350 days, you can balance it out. And then Sue Rainey wanted to know if she could join our journey. Well, of course you can join our journey. And she was worried because she said she doesn't really do freestyle. She likes to do points. She doesn't do points. She does calories. I always say that the plan that works for you, the plan that you pick that helps you to lose weight, is the right plan. Some people do keto. Some people do calorie counting. Some people do iTracks. Some do Smart Points. Some do Points Plus. If it works for you, that's the right plan for you. You know, you just got to find the plan that works for you, because you could be on the right plan, but it's not the one that's going to work for you, and then you don't lose weight. So pick the one that's going to work for you. That's what I say. Okay, I'm going to show you the pictures and then the plants, and then I've talked way too long. I apologize, but I wanted to get this out. And once again, thank you all for all your subscribing to me. All your comments, all your likes, your constructive criticism. I love that too. And just being there for me. I so appreciate it. I'm going to go take my shower now. You are not coming with me. But first I'm going to show you my pictures. So give this video a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share. Okay, the reason we like this picture so much is we used to say that my dad was this one, because my dad had a bad habit of eavesdropping on other people's conversations, and so we said that these three penguins were having a private conversation, and then Eddie came along and was eavesdropping. It was with love that we loved this picture. Okay, my cousin Robin painted this picture. My mother saw it when she was painting it, and she was telling her how much she loved it, and then when she finished the painting, she just gave it to my mother. And when my mother passed, she said that I could have it. So I have that in memory of my mother. Okay, a funny story about this plant. This plant was given to my mother at her funeral. And I got this bird from a subscriber. I love it. It just flies back and forth, so I put it in here. But it's supposed to go all the way around, but as you can see, my plants get in the way. So it has a hard time going all the way around. But that's what it's supposed to do. But these flowers here, I thought they were real. And for the longest time, every time I watered the plant, I kept thinking, boy, I'm doing really good with this plant. I just, I gotta turn this off. I'm doing really well with this plant. I can't believe how well I'm doing. It's just living forever and ever and ever. And then Jim says, you know, those are fake flowers. Duh. And then this is the plant that I got from my mother. Jim and I had put, it was a small plant, and we decided to put it in the kitchen because to me the kitchen is the heart of the home, and so it's kind of taken off on me and gotten really, really, really big. It started off as a small little house plant, and now it's humongous. But I know that's my mother taking care of it, not me.